Okay, so the value for this program for me is that I have been able to see the other side of the story. Originally, I would be able to help people, on the Texas side and tell them what to expect in the United States if they were going to be deported or detained and what their rights were with regard to that, and what documents I could get them to prepare in case that happened. But I didn't really know what happened once they crossed the border. I didn't know what their life was going to be like, what services might be there for them, how they could get some help. And so I wasn't able to give my clients the full narrative. And I feel now that I am able to give them the narrative because I can say, okay, once you get across the border, you need to be thinking of these things might be able to help you. Also, getting to know people and networking and being able to meet with some of the government organizations, some of the shelters, the shelter programs, going there and having hands-on experience, seeing what they do and who they help was very beneficial. So when I signed up for this program, I was not quite sure what all I was going to be getting into. I did watch some of the videos ahead of time, so I know a little bit. But my expectation was that I would learn something about the migration, the immigration system, how everything interacts, the U.S. system, the Mexico system, and this program definitely met my expectations. We got to hear from one professor who gave us a historical background from the U.S. side, and then we got to hear from a professor from the Mexican side who got to give us a historical perspective there. And then to kind of tie it all together, we got to hear from an attorney that gave us the reality of what immigration law is, what of it there is. And so that really exceeded my expectations, I should say. I didn't think we would get in depth that much, and so I was very glad we did. And I did know we were going to get to meet with some some migrants and get to hear some of their stories. But what exceeded my expectations on that was getting to meet Robert and his program with the GDLSUR and how he helps those migrants that are even more forgotten than the rest of the ones who are deported, because I feel like most of the migrants here who are deported and the ones who weren't deported, who are just in transit, are forgotten for the most part here and in the United States. Right, so this program has given me the ability to inform my students and contextualize for them the entire procedure, from what might happen when the person is deported to what they can expect here. I've never had that information really to provide to my students, and so we have only really been able to give our clients like half of the picture when we're telling them what's going to happen if they are deported or detained. And now I can inform my students can inform our clients better on the full picture, and I really think that's a huge benefit that this has brought to me.